hit record so we can have this. And I'm gonna put it on speaker mute.
Ready?
There we
Okay.
go.
Well, let me first of all say you look marvelous, darling.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You look good too.
Well,
Always.
thank you. I am, this is my third one tonight, back to back. So you guys, I'm fired up. You probably won't get the best.
Say the best for last. I love it.
All right. So I love getting team questions. You know, Rachel, they tell us kind of where everybody's mind is at.
Yes.
So I appreciate all of you submitting questions, those that did. Those that didn't, everything we say is going to resonate with you tonight. So don't take anything personally. I'm a little tough because I don't think we have time to waste. And I like to get right to the point. And so nothing personal here. If it's something that kind of pushes a button on you, then you probably want to dive a little deeper into it because it's something that you really need to clean up and take care of.
It's so true and so good. That's something that I definitely had to realize, like just when that you feel that conviction, something's there. And instead of getting in your feelings, you should just explore what that is so that you can get over it. Because if not, it's going to stay there. It's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
So, okay. So I have a lot of questions for you today and kind of just sifting through them, but I'm okay with the questions where it's like, but I would love for them to hear your perspective on them. Because they asked, so clearly it's still a question that they have. So we're going to start off with, how do you increase duplication?
Well, by simplifying. If a 13-year-old can't do it, it's not going to be done. So we have to really simplify it. A lot of times what happens, Rachel, is our egos get in the way. We think if I add more to this and I'll sound more intelligent, when you really should be like, how much can I strip away? You know, it's like when I talk about blitz cards, I have gotten so that I can get it down to almost saying just one word. And that to me is duplicatable. One sentence is duplicatable. Beyond that, it's too much information. I love our steps to success because that's all we should be focused on. It's all we should be focused on. When a writer writes a screenplay, or when a writer writes a play, or a song, and they're pitching it, they keep it to 3 parameters. 3. They go in, first of all, with the end, how it plays out. They start there first. What is the climax of the movie? How it plays out. Then they go back to the beginning and those beginning characters and really what they're struggling with. And then they fill in the middle. That's exactly what we're doing with the steps to success. We start with, we're going to get you to Ruby. Most everybody that I've talked to would like to make between $300 and $500 a month. So we're going to start there. It's a phenomenal place to start. Now, in order to achieve that, we start with joining the company. And that's a $99 commitment with an $80 minimum monthly commitment. Both of those are extremely important. That's the way we start everyone. So that's your commitment there. And then in the middle of this, we are going to gather customers. Customers are the lifeblood of all of our businesses. That helps increase our volume, which helps increase our paycheck. And then of course, that's duplication at its finest, because if everyone on your team is duplicating, then that ruby just went diamond. That ruby just went diamond. And then that diamond is duplicating that. They just doubled. They went double and they went triple. So beyond that, why are you talking any more than that? I just, you aren't going to duplicate. When you go into hamburger school for McDonald's, no matter if you're living in France, Italy, Germany, or Colombia, or you're living in Sarasota, Florida, you're going to get the same training. You are going to get exactly the same training. You're a franchise owner that just chunked out millions of dollars, and you want that hamburger to roll off the same way it does everywhere else. The ketchup is applied the same way, the mustard the same way. The French fry machine is always in the same spot no matter where you go. And teenagers or 60-plus-year-olds now are running the place. So that's what we have to think of. When I do a pop-up, an in-home meeting, am I complicating it? Am I bringing in a specialized water machine? Get it out. You know, am I giving a health seminar? Stop talking. Let the paperwork talk for you. Let the product talk for you. What's in it? Hand them the bag. You know, what's in it? Even if I'm mobile, if I'm with somebody and I show them a before and after, what's in it? This. I'm not going to read it to them, because you know what? They're intimidated. They're thinking, I'm talking to a potential $1 million earner right there. How do I know? I don't, but it's potential. So if I'm like acting like I know all this by heart, I've just shot myself in the foot. I know the comp plan inside and out. I don't ever talk about it. I talk about, this is what you make here. This is what you make here. You pick, we'll go. And it all goes back down to those three simple, that story we want to get into a movie. Think about it that way. That storyline we want to get into a movie. That's how you duplicate, Rachel.
That is so good.
Like, zip your mouth.
It's good.
Zip it. Keep it simple. Duplicating training. Duplicating a newbie coming in. Hey, how do I get the form for Steps to Success? Go download it in eSuites. That's it. Let them find it. Just like your child. They don't brush their teeth right, but don't do it for them after a certain point. Let them do it. Teach them better. Stay with them longer. Help them, guide them. That's what we do with distributors. Well, how do I find the supplemental fact sheet on the new NASIF products? In the downloads in your eSuite. Go find it. You're a pointer. That's all you are, is a pointer and a guide. That's how you duplicate. So if you're telling them everything, you can see the eyeballs start to rise up in their head and they shut down immediately. It's too much information. We have a very short-term attention span today. It's nanoseconds. If you can't catch them, and if you're throwing up on them, I'm telling you, you're just losing people left and right. And there's a reason. It's too much information.
It's so good. That's so good. Thank you. Okay. This one says, how do you effectively communicate in difficult situations? So for example, people aren't being coachable, miscommunications within a team, what to do when distributors have expectations of you, but refuse to meet the expectations of them and don't really want to do the work, but want your time.
You don't give it to them. I mean, they don't earn it. They didn't earn it. Why? You know, you're not in that conversation with them. You let them know. Look, you're running a potential $1 million business here. Do you think that Mark Pentecost would allow an employee to act like that? I wouldn't either. You know, they've got to. Whoever wrote this question is having these issues. I want you to take a deep breath and start respecting yourself more. You know, I want you to start respecting yourself more. I know you want this to be big for yourself. I know you want a big team. I know you want to be a great leader. But a great leader sometimes has to make definitive decisions on how she's going to allow people to treat her, and how that you're going to allow people in your team to treat each other. And so you've got to be the one that stands up for them and goes behind the scenes of whatever post that was and says, we don't talk like that in here. Let me tell you, we take people off the page for that reason. I know you don't know that. I know you probably didn't mean it, but I have a 3 strikes you're out rule. And I mean, I put it in play. You can't afford it. There's somebody new that's in there that may see something that could have been your next ambassador. But we're not in high school anymore. We got to grow up. We've got to take responsibility. So you get to choose how people react to you and how people respond to you. So stay in a full-on respect for yourself and make sure that you just really don't let people talk to you in a demeaning manner. And if they are, then you really got to do an inside job on yourself.
That's good. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so how do you here, there's one that was similar to this one. I'm going to read this one instead. How did you develop your own self-identity in the business and grow into your own kind of leader?
You decide who you want to be. This is a new, fresh starting place. We all have stuff in our background that we're just all embarrassed about. I mean, we're just kids out here playing in this world of life here on earth, and we're learning every day. We're gaining wisdom every day. And there are things that I've done and said that I'm like, what was I even thinking? Obviously not much. And so, we come into this with a fresh start. I remember I was so shy all through school. And then I went off to college and I said, nobody knows me here. I'm not going to be that shy girl anymore. I'm going to be the outgoing girl. And I just started saying hi to everybody. And I just developed this overnight, this fun, loving, outgoing personality. And it just carried on with me. It just got bigger and bigger and bolder and bolder. And I made a decision to do that. I made a decision to get out of the shy, that label that somebody put on me. And I agreed to it. I absolutely agreed to it. So when we come into this opportunity, we have a fresh start. And I love that. Now, your friends and family, they still remember you from being the one that did all that dumb stuff. Remember that you did with each other, your siblings? My brother and sister do. They bring them up quite often. And my parents as well. You remember that time? Well, yes, Dad, I was 14. Yes, I remember. I don't do that anymore, Daddy. And so, some of them, their whole goal is to keep you safe, but their whole goal also is to keep you there with them, stuck in that place. And don't you dare get out of it. Do you think you're better than us? No, I just want more for myself and my family. So you've got to raise yourself up in that and stand tall in that and stand firm and don't take anything from them. Shut them down. I said, Dad, I'm not going back to school and teach. I'm just not. This is my new career. You'll have to accept this. Now, it took him years, and then finally he sat out here on my lanai and he goes, oh, I get it. You couldn't get this on a teaching salary. And, he was right. But I had to respect him too, because he paid for that college. And I was thankful for it. And I said, Dad, I'm thankful for it, but I'm going here. So I had to stand firm. And then sometimes you just got to walk away. Don't get in a dog fight with anybody, because I'm telling you, you're going to get into the defensive mode and you're both going to get bloodied, and it's not worth it. You don't burn any bridges, because your family is going to end up being in the business with you. And as you know, when you get to that $10,000 a month income, here they come running. And suddenly you're not the crazy one anymore. You're the smart one. So just stand firm, stand tall, know what you want, make it the decision. This is what I'm going after, and be persistent in that decision.
I love that. That's so good. Ooh, so good. Okay, what advice would you give on how to retain? So I would say, what's your number one tip on retaining customers?
Well, paying attention to them. got people that I do business with all the time because they want my business. They actively go after it. You know, they send me cards. They ask me if I need anything. There's a shop that she texts me with sales. That doesn't bother me. I appreciate it. Hey, we've got your favorite line on sale. Hey, we're having a Labor Day sale. Please come in and see me. That doesn't bother me. Getting a text like that is normal today. I get an email 3 times a day from Saks Fifth Avenue. I mean, I could show you, boom, boom, boom. They're always sending me something. I can't help but click on it, you know, so that doesn't bother me. So take care of your customers, you'll retain them. What you all do is you throw them in, you never contact them again. The number one reason customers quit is they tell us they have too much product. Our product is 30-day or less supply. You know, it is not a 60, 90-day supply. That means they're not using it. So that's follow up with them. I know you just received your products. Let me walk you through how to use them again. I so appreciate your business. And send them a thank you note written in the mail with a stamp on it and in your handwriting. You know, be smart. This is good customer service. And teach your team this because you want that volume. You don't want to replace them every month. You want the volume.
That's good. It's so funny, Pam. So maybe about 3 weeks ago, 2, 3 weeks ago, I was telling the team, I said, y'all, Target gets my money because they stay in my emails and my notifications, and I love a good deal. So, and I showed, and like as soon as I said that, like Target sent me 2 notifications, and I was like, see, like, and it's convenient because I can just drive up and get it. And I was like, this is why I buy their stuff, because they send me deals.
So every customer in your entire downline, Rachel, should receive a before and after neck treatment picture with 2 or 3 lines about Dr. Nassif. Partnering with It Works Global, and this is one of his products called Neck Treatment Cream, available to you, loyal customer, for X amount of dollars.
Good.
Everyone should be sending that. As a matter of fact, that was so brilliant. I think that I'll post that on Facebook. Yeah,
that is good. That is good. We're going to have to do that. We're going to hop on and do that on our next Power Hour. Okay, let's see. Here's another. This is a good one.
Okay.
To just show mindset. So what are your suggestions for working with other people and leaders? How to be inspired versus intimidated?
Oh, that's so good. Okay, see, everyone still goes to the bathroom. Okay, think about that. We all still use the bathroom. We're all pretty much the same. And that leader that you are intimidated by would love to have a compliment from you. They would love for you to say, I'm a little intimidated by you because I so respect your work. And then you can both, and they'll go, oh my gosh, girl, are you kidding? I'm just like you. I started and I just worked. You're going to find that the barrier breaks down a little bit, that the humbling is there. You know, I still don't overthink myself. You know, I just show up every day. I'm a girl that loves to work, and I love to play, and I love to give back, and I love what I do. I don't look at myself as anything other than that. And I would dare to say most of our leadership is like that. And if they're not, they're going to learn very quickly that they need to just bring it down a notch and, you know, keep the ego in check. But, you know, if you're feeling intimidated, then again, go back to respecting yourself, knowing that at one point they were right there where you are today. And look, I'm so glad you're not looking at them as competition or judgment, because that can take you out faster than anything. I'm glad that you're looking at them in a different way. And I hope that that is an inspirational way, that, wow, they did it. I can do it too.
It's so good. Okay, so tips on booking more pop-ups. So what's the suggested verbiage to get more conversations flowing?
Oh, for pop-ups?
Mm-hmm. Pop-ups,
Well,
pop-ins. Yep.
everyone, let's just talk about the marketplace in general. My daughter did today. She is in a mom's group, and this is a physical mom's group, not a Facebook mom's group, but I think they meet once a month. And so the coordinator of the group decided to do a fair. And so she invited any of the moms that had products, whatever. And so Kay came in with a pop up. And it's the first time in the group that she really got to showcase her products, because that's not what the group is for. Now, the girls follow her, so they knew who she was and what she did. And they were so excited to be able to finally sample the products. They felt so intimidated to even ask her. And so she goes, well, would you all like me to have a pop-up at my house? And they said, yes, we want to try that wrap. They have mommy bellies. And so, look at joining some groups like that, whether it's online or offline, but bring value to the groups. Don't go in and immediately start to try to sell something. Go in with great tips, great ideas on how to be a mom, some of the things that you've struggled with. And then pop-ups out in the marketplace, you are bringing extreme value and fun to a business, an existing business. That pop-ups are everywhere. It is the new thing. People are looking for ideas to have pop-ups in in all their stores, whether it's a salon, whether it's a fitness store, whether a fitness center, fitness store, whatever, a barbershop. I mean, whatever. Every place of business wants more business. So here's what you're going to do. I just had Blitz cards. I'm not sure what happened to them. Oh, they're right here. So you go to your hair salon, whoever that is, and you say, Rachel, you know what? I've been coming in here a long time, and I want to do a pop-up in here with my products. Don't ask. Say, I want to do a pop-up in here with my products. What's your busiest day? Well, that would be Saturday. All right, well, can I come in Saturday, between 10 and 3? Look, I'm not going to bug your customers. I'm just going to be here with my collagen, my reds, my greens. I'll have some wraps. We'll have some neck treatment cream. I'll bring you a little gift. And I'm just going to set up a little table. It's not going to take much room. And guess what I'm going to do for you, Rachel? I'm going to take this cool little card, and on the back, I'm going to say where I'm going to be, that I'm going to be in here. And then I'm going to take this all around here, and I'm going to hand them to everybody I see. That's going to bring you more business. And she's like, what? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So Rachel, her business is in a strip mall. And I didn't say club, I said mall. And so someone asked me one, I said, what did you say? I guess it's my Southern accent. I said, strip mall. And so next to you, Rachel, is a dry cleaner. Okay. And on the other side is a restaurant, typical strip mall. So you go into the dry cleaner and say, can I leave a few of these in here? I'm doing a pop-up next week, and I'm doing this for Rachel. And can I just, yeah, of course. Restaurant. Hey, can I leave a few of these on your counter? You go to the bank, you hand one to everybody inside the bank. You go a couple doors, there's a Orange Theory. You go into the Orange Theory, you hand everyone to the Orange Theory people. Say, can I leave a few here? I'm doing this for the Rachel who's in the mall with you. And I mean, you're soliciting for them, but you're not going to be thrown out because she's in the mall with them. And so you just go all around within a mile radius, and you start handing these cards out. Before you know it, you got 2 or 3 customers. You got 2 or 3 customers. And so I would be doing that all the time. So simple.
That is so good. That's good. That's good. That's really good. Okay, so the next one I have is what are 2 things you notice that beginning leaders lack? Like, what are some ways to correct it? So I'm assuming
What is that? Notice what?
that beginning leaders lack. So like
Lack?
if somebody's just starting, like the things that they, I mean, I guess this is perspective though, because it depends on the person.
You mean beginning distributors?
Right.
What do they lack?
Yeah. It says, what are two things you notice that beginning leaders lack, and what are some ways to correct it?
Well, most of us lack confidence. We're just living in a state of fear, fear of the unknown. It's just getting out of that, what's called a comfort zone. It's a box. And even though we call it a comfort zone, it's miserable in there. It is not comfortable in there. It's very uncomfortable. You're doing the same thing over and over and over again. You're not breaking free of that box. And so, in order to do that, you just got to do it. You know, Fear is going to be with us all of our life. It is a safety mechanism that is built within us to keep us safe. So we don't run across the street. We don't burn our hand on the eye. We don't put ourselves in a compromising position. So that fear is with us to help us stay safe. And fear is also a beast about getting us out of that comfort zone. Oh, don't go talk to them. They might say no. Oh, don't text her. She makes too much money. That's fear talking. That's all that is. And so what we've got to do is realize that. Once I realized that voice in my head that was just trying to keep me safe, I did no longer had to fight it. I could I could embrace it and say, okay, fear, just I know you're with me, but we're going to be okay. We're going to text this person. Fear, we're going to go into this store. We're going to survive it. I promise you, we're going to have some fun. It is the strangest conversation that you have with this friend of yours called fear, but you can do it. And it's a great way, like fear, we are going on stage. We're going. We're going to go up here. And you know what? I know you're right there. I know you're hovering. But guess what? I need you to be quiet because I'm going to go out here and I'm going to accomplish this. And then after you do it, fear goes, well, that wasn't so bad. Or fear will start ridiculing you. You should have said this. You should have said that. Fear, be quiet. You weren't out there. You have no idea. So I just talk to it and understand that fear is not going to go away. I mean, I heard that Henry Fonda, an old actor, he threw up at 75, and he'd been acting since he was like 20. So he embraced it. He's like, I'm going out on stage, and then he went out on stage. So throw up if you have to, but confidence is not gained from non-doing. Confidence is gained from doing. Yes, yes. So take the action, walk through the moments, or you'll stay the same. You'll be here in 10 years doing the same thing. You'll be here in 20 years wishing you had. And that's not what anybody wants for you.
It's so good. Yes, 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 yes. That was good. Thank you. Okay, your number one tips on closing the sale. Can we get an example for like online and then in person or phone?
Well, they're the same. They're the same. Rachel, have you ever gone in where you really wanted something and they never asked you for the order?
No.
Yeah. I've gone in, and I mean, we're looking at great items, big dollar items, and the salesperson doesn't ask for the order.
Right.
And it gets really awkward.
Yeah, it does get weird.
It gets weird. It's like, am I supposed to ask you? You're supposed to ask me. And a lot of times you just walk away in frustration. So here, everyone wants to buy. No one wants to be sold. Everyone wants to buy. No one wants to be sold. So this is what I learned early on. I had some of the best sales training in the world through IBM when I sold computers for them back in the 80s. And it was always, you've got to ask for the order if you've earned it. You've got to ask for the order if you've earned it. And I always thought, I've got to earn the order first. Okay. Then the asking comes natural. The asking is just it's almost a natural part of the journey with the customer. So I've taken care of all of their needs. I know exactly what they want. So ask for the order. We've had this conversation. You've given me all the buying signals. So Rachel, how would you like to pay for this? Would you like to pay for this with your Visa card, your debit or credit? Period. If you're at a pop-up, how would you like to pay for this? With I have Square, or we obviously take cash. You ask a open question with two definitive ways to purchase. That's what you ask. And it's how would you like to start with the neck treatment cream and the facial pads? Or would you like to start with the neck treatment cream, the facial pads, and add on the lash primer? How would you like to start? So that's, and then they're, oh, okay, well, I would like to start with just, tell me again the price, and you tell them, okay, let me just start with the two. That's what's in my budget. Awesome. Let's take the order. That's it. It's not hard. How would you like to get started? By purchasing through Visa or MasterCard? Have your line. It's the same line all the time. So the girl that helps me with my clothes, Pam, you want to write a check or you want to do Venmo? She's got it down. No embarrassment there. I'm like, Venmo. Because guess what? She earned the order. She earned it. She showed me the product. She helped me wear the product. That product looked good. Sometimes I'll go, I don't want that. Okay, great. She just walks away. She's fine. I'm fine. She's fine. We're not wasting anybody's time. And you're going to hear that too. No, I'm not. I'm not that interested to buy it. Well, let me know when you are. I'm here. I'm going to be here. Product's going to be here waiting for you. It's got your name on it.
Good. That's so good. Okay, so how do you? And I know there's a lot of people who are thinking this. How do you tap into signing distributors versus staying comfortable on only signing loyal customers?
Oh my gosh, you could turn everything into distributorship. You could start everything with distributorship. And the reason is you're so on fire for it. If you're not, then your work is there. Your work is there. But have you ever thought about earning money from home? Who hasn't thought of that? Who hasn't thought of that? So there's your start. There's your opening question. So you have somebody interested. You posted the neck treatment picture before and after. You naturally assume they want it. So the next question could be, okay, how would you like to also take a look at the facial pads? And would you like to also take a look at the opportunity? So there's your two questions there. Would you also like to take a look at the facial pads? And would you also like to take a look at the opportunity? It's so simple. We miss it. We think it's icky. It's not. There are so many customers that you have that don't even realize they could participate in the opportunity. And so here's another text that goes out. Here's another text. You've been such a loyal customer. Have you ever thought about the opportunity to market the products? That's a great question to ask your loyal customers. And that text should be going out. Well, what do you mean I can sell these products? I've been telling everybody about them. You mean I could be earning a commission? Absolutely. So simple.
I'm writing notes. It's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you allow what you did in the field flow as an extension to your team? So it's more so like that's duplication more so.
Do what now? Okay,
so how did you allow what you did to flow as an extension to your team?
Because people want to be led. You know, people want to be led. They want to be successful. You know, have you noticed that with your children? They want to be successful. They want to ride their bike well. They want to pitch well. They want to draw a pretty picture. They want to be around other kids that are fun. You know, they just gravitate. Well, adults are the same way. So are you having fun? Are you showing the fun? Or are you just grinding and complaining and whining? You know, I want to share something with y'all. I think it's going to blow you away, because this is something that we could all start tonight and increase our teams 100-fold. And that is, how are you speaking over your team? How are you speaking over yourself? It starts with you first. There was a huge scientific study that took place where they took the most war-torn countries and cities with gangs, the most horrific crime that you could possibly imagine. And they set up stations of people in prayer from all different places. And these people prayed, each prayer team prayed over a certain place. And collectively together, they started in prayer, and they had computers set up to study the crime. Crime drastically reduced during that period of prayer. They were not in the same country as they didn't speak the same language. These people didn't know they were being prayed over, these cities, these countries. That's how powerful prayer is. And so if you want peace, you're peaceful. And these people were peaceful, praying for peace. So do you want a team that actually works? Do you want a team that feels connected? Do you want a team that knows that you've got their back, that you believe in them, that you care about them? Well, if you're getting up every day saying my team stinks, nobody ever works, more quit than stay, I am so flippin' stuck, and you're blaming everybody on your team when you're not looking at yourself in the mirror, that's your advertisement in prayer. Well, they're going to feel it. I don't know how, but the science proves it. Okay? The science proved it, that it went out, it connected to them, and the people that were normally committing these horrific crimes didn't. They don't even know why. Think about it. And so here you are, connected even closer to your team. So get on your knees and pray for what you want. Pray over yourself, over your leadership, over your guidance, over your knowledge. Don't let that fear tell you you're unworthy, that you don't know anything. That's bullcrap. Fear doesn't. You do. And so pray over your team what you want, because that's your advertisement, not only for your team, but for the future people that are looking to join a business like this. Are they going to join a team that is prayerful, a team that cares about each other, a team in gratitude, a team in growth? Or are they going to join the blame victim, it's not about me, it's all about you team? I don't want to have anything to do with that team. And so your advertisement is negativity. This advertisement is positivity. But beyond positivity, it is a really heartfelt prayer for more in your life, more for your team, more wisdom. My team is waking up in wisdom. My team is waking up inspired. My team is waking up in movement. My team is in action. My team is growing. My team is bringing in loyal customers with increased volume. My team is bringing in distributors that are following the steps to success. My team has more diamond promotions than any team out there. And that's what you say over your team. And you want to get up in that prayer. You want to go to bed in that prayer. And then I want you to track the results. Because when they stopped praying, crime went back up. So this is not something you do once, sit back and say, I prayed like Pam told me. Now I'm just going to go over here and sit in my chair and drink my collagen. That's not what we do. It Jesus taught us pray without ceasing, but he taught us too, don't beg. A prayer is not begging and pleading with God. You've already earned the right to pray. You've earned it through grace. So what you do is you just pray over what you want, knowing that it's done. You're in the third act. You're in the climax of your movie here. It's already happened. That's how you pray.
Come on, Pam.
Yes. That will change everything in your business. I want you to all do it, even if you've never prayed before. Just get in that. What prayer is just giving life to people and yourself. That's all it is. It's calling out what you want. And not in a lack mentality, but they prayed in peace because they were peaceful, so peace happened. Pray in health, and health happens. Pray in wealth, and wealth happens. So what does that mean, pray in wealth? Thank you for this beautiful team that I have that is growing exponentially. They're duplicating like nothing before. They're recruiting like they've never recruited before, and they're able to take care of them. So you're breaking down the walls that haven't allowed the people that are ready to come in to come in. You're allowing them in by this acknowledgement. You don't have to know anything more than that, because guess what? Your team knows what to do. That's what you prayed for, a knowing team, an action-oriented team. Here's what you've been doing. Oh, my team, they just don't know how to work. Nobody gets their customers. More of that, more of that, more of that. I'm stuck. My team's stuck. More stuck, more stuck, more stuck. That's your prayers. Ask and it is given. See, that's my favorite. Ask and it is given. There is nothing in the middle here. Ask and then grind and grit and be, out of sync with your family and almost die over it because you're so tired. No, that's not in there. Ask and it is given. So you ask knowing it's given. How would you react today if you knew that $50,000 a month was in the bank? You wouldn't get up depressed. You'd get up in action. You'd get up, man, I got that 50. That's how I act like that. Oh my gosh, it's there. It's already there. It's already there. I already have it. So my action is based off that knowingness. Don't you think my action is more fun? Don't you think it's more expectant? Don't you think I'm looking around the corner for that miracle because it's going to happen? And here come the people. Here come the people. Nobody knows how they got to ambassador. They can't tell me. They don't know. They have no idea. You know what it was? They saw themselves as ambassador. That's what they saw. They saw themselves as ambassador. They got up every day walking an ambassador walk and an ambassador run, and they showed up. They showed up and they showed up and they showed up. And some got there and then they didn't go for the next thing. Well, why should we? Because we're here to create. We're here to create. That's when we're the most alive. We're here. We hear something, but I think that's God saying, I want this to happen. I want that. I want this book written. I want this car developed. I want to go to the moon with you. I want to go to Mars with you. I see, I can't go on my own. I need you to take me there. There's no way I can go on my own. I got you to take us there. Sometimes I just feel like I can feel him looking out of my eyes and looking at the birds. I'm like, oh, you're watching the birds today, aren't you, with me? Have you ever felt that, Rachel? It's so beautiful. I didn't mean to get so preachy on all y'all.
Oh, that's good. Come on, preach to us. We like it.
But I just know this from that study and watching that and listening to that over and over again. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a part of me that has to have the science behind everything, and I think that's the human side of me and not the being side of me. And so when I hear the science and I get the science and it backs it up, I'm like, oh my gosh, these people actually didn't rape that girl because somebody prayed. They didn't shoot that person because they were prayed over. The whole world could change once this study gets out there. The whole world. So pray without ceasing. Don't pray in lack. Pray in knowing. That third act, that third thing that I talked about, it's done. The end is done. Everybody's promoted Ruby. Everybody's promoted Ruby.
Pray and knowing.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do you just one more.
One more. Okay. Perfect timing.
Let's see. Okay, I'm trying to choose between these two. How are you keeping your team motivated and focused in the goals at hand?
Oh my God. How could you not? How could you not? I mean, it's endless here. We haven't even there. We're still under the ice water with the bottom of the iceberg. We're down there with the Titanic right now. We got to come up. I mean, we haven't done anything yet. We're just getting started. So how could you not? When I see that mom suffering, I think back about me suffering, thinking I had to get a job. There's more moms out there. There's more dads out there. And if I'm so afraid to not speak to somebody when I've been given the gift of it works, that's a gift. It works as a gift. And some of you have not unwrapped it. And you need to unwrap it. And then there's all these layers of gifts in there. The gift of confidence, the gift of leadership, the gift of income, the gift of debt-free, the gift of gab, the gift of fun, the gift of entrepreneurship. So, I was given this gift of the wrap, and I take it very seriously. And every day I wake up knowing that this is a responsibility and I accept it full on. And I want to continue sharing that message. When you decide that this is a gift and you've unwrapped it and now you just get to give it away, and it's up to that person if they want to unwrap it or not. That's not your decision. That is not your decision. That is their decision. A yes is unwrap, a no is wrapped up still. They're not ready to receive the gift. And so that's not your job. Both of those are great. No, okay, great. I'll go over here. I'll get a yes. Oh, I got another no. Okay, I'll go over here. I'll get a yes. Oh, I got another no. Okay, I'll go over here and I'll get the yes. And that's what happens all the time.
So good. So number one reason why conference just has that, like you just have to be there.
Oh, because
any other juice that you want to give us?
The juice, it's the Java, it's the mojo, it's the kick in the pants. It's the get out of your way. It's it's bigger than you think. It's the friends you make for life. It's the you've never been to anything like it. It's my husband is so funny. He used to have conferences every year with his company, and they would do anything they could to get out of going because they were so boring. And I mean, they would even skip, they get there and then they go play golf. They just didn't want to show up. So when I tell him he's got to come, Dave, honey, you got to come to conference with me. Oh God. Well, do I have to stay in there the whole time? I said, just come, and because I knew what was going to happen. He was riveted to his seat. He said, I didn't even want to go to the bathroom. This is so exciting. And so to hear him say that, I just knew that. And this is when there were 250 people in the room. My son-in-law came to the first conference when we introduced energy. You remember that, Rachel, how we had that huge party and energy and everybody was high off that energy. I don't know how many energies I drank that night, but I couldn't sleep all night. And he says, oh my gosh, he comes back to the room. He said, he said, that's like a rave. I've never been to a party like this where everyone was so not drunk, not on drugs. They were high off not only the drink energy, but the energy of each other. He said, I've never seen anything like it. And, he was a prominent DJ and would do raves all over the world, in France and everywhere. So he saw the other side of that, and he could not believe that adults would get in there and act like that and have that much fun. So he can't wait for this one either. It's just the energy, the love, the compassion, the knowledge. It's first class. It's just first class. So come with an open heart and an open mind and ready to receive, and then run out of there. Run out of there and go share with the world, and you'll feel more confident in doing that. That's why you need to go. Get your ticket.
Yay.
Get your ticket.
Yay.
And you know what? Once you get your ticket, the way opens up.
Yes, that's so
Once
true.
you get your ticket, the way opens up. The babysitter shows up, the car ride, you get to sleep in somebody's bathtub. And if they want you in the bathtub, say, I'm not paying full price. If I have to sleep in the bathtub, I'm not paying full price.
That's so good. It's so good. That is so true, though. That is so true. Well, thank you so much. I can't wait to see you.
I can't wait to see you. And everyone, I've been telling everybody this. When you see somebody that you admire, go up and give them a compliment. Give them a hug and say, I just admire you, because these leaders work so hard. They really do, and they really care. And if they seem a little stressed and in a hurry, forgive that. Because we've got to be in a lot of places very quickly. If you see me sometimes and we don't have time to stop, give me some grace on that, because we've got to walk from one place to the next. And, you're not late for Mark Pentecost. And so we've got to be there, and we've got to get on time. And the only place to walk is through the crowd. So yes, give us some grace on that. I had one girl say one time, you made me so mad because you wouldn't take a picture with me. And I said, honey, if I stop, there's 50 people in line and I'll never get to where I need to go. And she just didn't understand. So I'm going to do a little piece on that too, because Rachel, they're going to be lined up to see you. And you want to be gracious, you want to be caring, but sometimes we just got to make a move and get somewhere. So respect that with them, but make sure you go up and say, gosh, I admire your work. It just really dazzles me, and I appreciate it, because one day you're going to be there and somebody's going to come up and say that to you.
And
well, good night, everyone. I love you all so much. I hope there's a lot of praying going on tonight. Track your numbers, Rachel. You're about to see an increase.
I am.
All right.
All right.
Love
Bye,
you guys. Bye.